Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name's Benson.
Kristen.
And Gabriella. She said she's going to come lurk in the back of the video. This video I'm going to show you some of the stuff we got from the Hoggetowne Renaissance Festival Fair. It happens in Gainesville every year. This year they are doing the last 2 weekends of January and the first weekend of February. Do excuse the poor wee one here. She's got the hiccups. She notoriously has the, the hiccups. So we'll have the cute little interruptions as we go through. Let's get down to business and show you some of the stuff we got. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this year's theme for the Renaissance Festival, and it was Vikings at the Gates. So we got a shirt this year. Again, the first 4 or 5 years we went, we never really looked at the shirts because they didn't carry them in our size, but they do now because, you know, we can wear them. So there's the shirt. Let's see. So cool little Viking on a long ship. And it just says Hoggetowne Medieval Faire and the year. This year is the 34th annual. Really like this one. I'm a big Viking story fan. Kristen loves the Viking shows and stuff, so we're really happy to see this one. It's a cool little design. Second thing on the list, Allie picked up, both the kids had a little bit of money to spend, so Allie picked up these earrings. And it's hard to tell in the video, but they're rainbow colored. And basically what they do is you can wear these if you have pierced ears or not pierced ears, because the way they work is if you have pierced ears, you run this hook through the piercing and then you rotate the earrings up and they kind of like clip onto your ear. If you don't have pierced ears, then basically they work like a fake earring where they just clip your ear. And we got these from Mike and Jenny Mospan. Their Facebook is facebook.com/Mike Ear Art Mospan. So they had a bunch of really cool, gorgeous jewelry. They had some that even had like more beads that went up, and then on top of the beards they had dangly the beads. They had dangly stuff. They had ear muffs and stuff. There were some cute jewelry. Ear cuffs, sorry. They're correcting me. Ear cuffs. And they were really cute. So I will say I'm very proud of what the kids spent their stuff on this year. Usually they kind of go for like they used to when they were young go for a quantity over quality and things. So they've really spent on some cool things that I think they'll enjoy longer. And speaking of that, we'll jump into one of Jordan's gifts. We have an artist that we go see. So we have an artist that we always see at the Ren Fair for the last 4 years. He did this painting, or this drawing right here of the pirate. And I know I've showed it to you in other videos. He's brilliant. Kristen has a piece of his artwork. She actually has a card mat that you play card games on. It was one of the first runs. She got the first one ever sold and signed by him. I've got a couple t-shirts of his. Yeah, with some bookmarks. This is what Jordan picked up.
You have a couple of his shirts too.
So it's basically a dragon and a wolf, and they're both howling at the moon. I love this shirt. I love that it's on a blue shirt because the colors just flow really nicely. I'm really proud that he
shirt is called Moon Song.
He looked at a bunch of the artwork and there was a couple pieces that he wanted. So it's really neat to kind of see the kids as they're growing up, like their art appreciation kind of picking up, and for them to start looking at like understanding that the cost of some things based on how the people create them, there's a reason behind it. He also took a lot of time with Allie this year and talked to her about art, because Allie loves drawing, she loves all kinds of stuff. So he explained to her that when he was younger, what he would do is take one specific piece of like body or something like that, and he would draw it and draw it and draw it and draw it. And so he'd draw it the first time, get all the lines and everything detailed perfect, and he would flip it over and then try and draw it from memory. And if he forgot a spot and he couldn't remember it, he'd flip it back over and he'd stare at that one spot till he knew he could do it, close it, and then do it again. And he continued that for like every body part so that he knew he could draw from memory the body parts from every angle and stuff like that. So it was brilliant. I love that he spent a good 15-20 minutes just talking to her about art and stuff. And I loved it. It was so great.
Edward Beard Jr.
Edward Beard Jr. Thank you. I was going to be like, I got to remember his name. So Edward Beard Jr. He did a bunch of Magic the Gathering artwork cards. He does some great fantasy artwork. So that was what one of the things Jordan picked up. What were we gonna say?
My blanket's from there too.
Oh yeah. We'll get into this. So
I figured since it was this.
yeah, Kristen got this. He had some of his stuff put on blankets and stuff, and
I get something from him every year.
we always get some kind of art or something from him. Like I said, I got T-shirts last year.
This one I got my mat.
Okay.
She was trying to talk to you.
You trying to help me? Are you trying to help the daddy? I don't know. This blanket might be too big for the both of us. This is Kristen's blanket.
You got it about midway up to his face. That's his face.
Okay, hang on. I'm working on it.
So if you can't tell because it's kind of small in here, it's a dragon reading a book.
There was a name for this one, and I can't remember what he called it. As soon as I saw this guy, I got this guy from one of the booths. So I have some more similar artwork and stuff. Sculptures, it's a sculpture. It's not a sculpture, it's like a figurine. I saw this at a completely different booth from the other ones I'll show you. But as soon as I saw it, the lady was like, oh yeah, it's only this much. And I was like, give it to me now, please. But it's a baby dragon. She had a couple of these, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted them all, but this one was my favorite, so this is the one I went with.
Where's the purple one?
Hallie is getting into like the goth stage, the cosplay stage and stuff, so she picked up this, and if you don't know what this is, it's finger armor. Basically just so she can pick her nose better, I guess.
No.
And then Jordan picked up this really nice handcrafted wand. It's even got like a little crystal in the tip of it, which I think is a cool little addition to it. And it's got like metal bands before it gets to the handle. I like it. It's really cool. It's a good purchase because they love, you know, they're like us. They're big Harry Potter fans. So
The guy that sold that to him said, when he gave it to him, he said no unforgivable curses.
that's funny. Other things we did get while we were there, Kristen and I tried some mead and some cider and enjoyed quite a few of them, and some of the meads they had on hand they were selling. So this is just their plain mead. It's just a plain honey mead. It's called Traditional. So I picked up a bottle of it. I mean, it's like a good clear color. And again, that's just made out of straight honey. This one I've already been into. I did taste it while we were there, but it's a black raspberry mead.
I didn't taste it.
She hasn't had any of it yet. It's really good. You did get some last night? Okay, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. When I opened it, I shared it with you. I forgot you were there when I was doing that. So, all right. So one of the very first booths when you come in is a booth that's got a whole bunch of like fantasy art figurines and stuff. They're really gorgeous. I would decorate my entire house in some of the stuff that they're selling there. These little guys, I'm going to show you first. There were 4 of them for $15 or like $5 each. I bought a couple more things. 2 of them that went with a friend of ours that went with us. And one more is going to a buddy of mine at work. Little standalone, little steampunk mechanical dragon. These are little baby dragons. So this little blue dragon, basically they're almost like, they look like they're trying to be cats. So he looks like he's just kind of like laying curled up. Whereas this one looks like he's about to pounce. And then Kristen and I both got a set of these. They are Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Speak No Evil. Kristen's is like an amber pink color, and I went with purple because it's my favorite color. Sorry, there we go. A little bit better. So, Kristen and I, because we've lost so much weight, we didn't have wedding rings anymore. And I mean, I keep mine on my keychain, but I haven't worn it in years. So, and she hasn't been able to wear her wedding ring, so she picked up this one right here. And these are handmade rings, so. But that's mine. So it's basically a replacement. I told her I've been wearing it since yesterday, and it's weird. It's so weird to have a ring back on. So then I think Kristen got herself a new tree. She had one of these trees before. We bought from the Ren Fair, and somebody was over, and it had a moss bed in it, and they poked it thinking it was fake, shoved the moss bed down, and killed the entire root system on the tree, and her little tree died. So she got a replacement while we were there. And it's a bonsai tree, but it's actually called a what?
It's a mini Japanese ficus tree.
So a mini Japanese ficus tree. It won't get any bigger than this because the box, it doesn't allow it to grow any bigger. It has little green things on it that look like apples, but according to Kristen, they're seeds and you can actually plant them and grow more.
That's what they told me.
So we might try and plant some
And
outside.
It's got some moss beds.
It does have moss beds, got some pretty blue rocks, and they said if you want to make it grow any bigger, transplant it. Is this right here. There is a group there, they sell, it's basically like medieval style games. So this is an entire board game on cloth, and you can undo the cloth and it folds out to the actual board game. This is a game called Kings. I've also heard it called Viking chess, and so had the guy who I talked to him, and I can't remember what the 2 other names that he called it, but basically you have a king and his 12 men in the center of the board, and the king has to get to a corner piece or kill the attacking army. There are 24 of them, the attacking group, before he is surrounded and captured himself. So it opens up like a little bag. You can get actual cut pieces. They did have some wooden boards for these. So the king is the only one that's really different. It's just like a little glass bauble. And then my attacking army is just a yellow, like glass bauble. And then the king's army is blue. So that's the board. The king has to get to one of the 4 corners to win. The pieces can move in any way. Sorry, the pieces can move straight, either this way, either horizontal or vertical. They can't go diagonal or anything like that. When you take a piece, you just have to surround it on all sides, and then that piece is knocked out of the board. The king can participate in taking other pieces, but he can only, whereas the other pieces I think can move as many times as they want. As many spaces as they want in that direction. The king can only move 2 to 3 spaces, I believe. I've got to go over the directions because she just gave me a quick breakdown on how to play. So I've wanted this game for a while. I've looked at actual like professional sets and stuff online, and I've never bought one. So I'm happy to have this one. It wasn't too terribly priced, and it gives me like a mobile game to play. So I think it's cool. So the last thing I'm going to show you is if you watch the video for the Hoggetowne festival that we went to, there is a scene in there where Jordan gets knighted by the king for going on a quest, and this was his reward. It's a necklace, and it's basically the Hoggetowne crest, and it just says Hoggetowne Medieval Faire.
Kind of a neat little bonus thing that happened.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, I've never seen that happen. I know you can get knighted by the king, but I've never seen him like give out gifts or anything like that. And it was cool because we just happened to be there early. We always get there early because the gate guard's really funny. And Jordan, the king, just happened by. Yeah, he was on an errand from the queen, and he gave Jordan a quest, and this was the reward for the quest. So it was pretty neat.
He recognized him later in the day.
Yeah, it was a few hours later when he saw Jordan, and he was like, "Have you finished your quest?" And Jordan was like, "Yeah." So it's pretty cool. We really love this fair. It's in Gainesville, like I said, every year. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed checking out this stuff with us. We love this fair, like I said. So we go every year. And yeah, I love you guys. Till tomorrow.